Throughout history, tales of giants have spread across many cultures worldwide, capturing imaginations and inspiring legends. The Bible, a book considered holy by billions around the world, also seems to reference these large beings in several verses. So you might be wondering, is there any physical proof to confirm the existence of these giants? It might surprise you, but there has actually been some archaeological evidence that supports their historical existence. Let's take a look. Back in 1962, a hoard of giant weapons was discovered in the state of Israel. The discovery was made in an agricultural field in the town of Kfar Monash, which is close to the Mediterranean Sea.
So in this aerial footage, you see in the background the Mediterranean Sea, you see the town of Kfar Monash, and then you see the agricultural field where in 1962, this hoard of giant metal weapons was discovered.
The most impressive part of these weapons is the 4 giant spearheads, which you can see being displayed here in a museum.
And here we have the most impressive part of this collection, which are these 4 giant spearheads. The largest one there upside down. This is the largest spearhead ever found in the land of the Bible.
It includes the largest spear ever found in the land of the Bible, which is 26 inches long. This isn't the only discovery made in regard to giant weapons. In Megiddo, another settlement in Israel, a spear was found that was only slightly smaller than the largest one we just saw. Scholars have debated how far back the weapons date too, with estimates varying from 4,300 years all the way to 5,000 years ago. Now, the most popular reference to the giants in the Bible seems to be supported by these discoveries. You must have heard of the tale of David and Goliath. Goliath was a giant described as being very tall in the following verse. And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. 1 Samuel 17:4. In another verse, the weapons used by these giants are described and seem to be similar to the ones found in the recent discovery. Then Ishbi-Benob, one of the descendants of the giant, whose bronze spear weighed 300 shekels, said he would kill David. 2 Samuel 21:16. The verse gives the exact weight of his spear as 300 shekels of bronze. The largest one in the recent discovery is likely to be even heavier than this, based on its huge size. The authors who commented on the discovery wrote in detail about the significance of these weapons. They described how the weapons had signs of being used as they were bent at the edges. The unusual weight and size of these weapons would have made them an obstacle rather than an aid. They suggested that they could have been for decorative purposes simply because they couldn't imagine a normal person using them. Now, of course, these authors were speaking from a secular point of view, where they don't believe in the existence of giants. But the archaeological evidence supports that these weapons could have been used by larger creatures, especially since the authors themselves admit the weapons show signs of being used. So that begs the question, who could have possibly used these weapons, which weren't designed for the average human? The authors also wrote an interesting article about this discovery of weapons, known as the Monash Hoard. This discovery also contained around 800 small and thin ridged copper plates, which the authors suggest were scales of armor. Now, why do I mention this? A Bible verse seems to exactly parallel this as well. We mentioned Goliath before, and his height is mentioned in the Bible. The very next verse also describes his armor and its weight. He had a bronze helmet on his head and wore a coat of scale armor of bronze weighing 5,000 shekels. 1 Samuel 17:5. 5,000 shekels of bronze would be equal to around 120 pounds. So how does this relate to the 800 plates of body armor found at Monash? Interestingly, the authors themselves describe the link. They say in their article, the only parallels for the Monash scales was found at Tel Gath, where identical copper scales, also forming a package, were uncovered in the area of the city wall. Now, here's the amazing part. Tel Gath is the hometown of Goliath. So the only other place where such a set of armor was found was the home of the most famous giant in the Bible. And the Bible itself describes this armor and its weight. Let that sink in. Now, the authors, once again speaking from a secular point of view, suggest that the copper plates found might be from several different coats of mail hidden in the Monash hoard. Due to their large number, the authors can't imagine them being from the same coat of mail. Now, if you do believe in historical giants, then this could just be evidence of a single coat of armor that a giant was using. To conclude, these discoveries show unusually large spears and also a very large number of copper plates found in the same area. They seem to match the descriptions of giants in the Bible, with similar armor being found in Tel Gath, the home of the giant Goliath. Of course, a secular-minded person still might not be convinced, but for others, this can all be damning evidence. The story of David and Goliath isn't the only reference made to giants in the Bible. There have been some other groups mentioned that are also considered to be much larger than normal humans. Here are a few examples. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. Genesis 6:4. The Nephilim are mysterious beings mentioned in the Bible. They are often considered to be huge and strong compared to the average human being. Their origins are disputed. The people are strong and tall. You know about them and have heard it said, "Who can stand up against the Anakites?" Deuteronomy 9:2. The Anakites are another group in the Bible described as giants. They were a warlike people who were said to inhabit the southern parts of Judea. The territory of the Og king of Bashan was conquered. He was one of the last of the Rephaim and lived at Ashtaroth and Edrei. Joshua 12:4. Finally, we have the Rephaim, who were a race of giants mentioned throughout the Old Testament. They are considered as having been between 7 to 10 feet tall, since the bed of King Og was apparently 13 feet in length. These creatures lived in the land of Canaan. As you can see, several places in the Bible mention giants. But the reference to unusually large creatures is not limited to the Bible. Some researchers speculate that these depictions may have been inspired by encounters with real-life giants, similar to those described in the Bible. In addition to this, there are some ancient Mesopotamian records that mention the great men of renown, believed by some to be related to the biblical Nephilim. Also, while the Monash hoard is a fascinating find, it does beg the question, how much more undiscovered evidence is out there that supports the existence of giants? Across the world, ancient structures raise the question about the capabilities of early civilizations. Massive stone blocks, sometimes weighing hundreds of tons, have been found in Baalbek, Lebanon, Göbekli Tepe, Turkey, and the Great Pyramid of Giza. Some researchers propose that if giants once walked the earth, their incredible strength could explain how such enormous structures were built. The Bible even references the construction capabilities of giants in Amos 2:9. Yet I destroyed the Amorite before them, though he was as tall as the cedars and strong as the oaks. With the archaeological evidence that we have seen in this video, we may have found further proof to support the existence of these giants. The Monash hoard has revealed the existence of exceptionally large spears and a huge chain of armor that matches the description of Goliath in the Bible. The location of these discoveries cannot be overlooked, as some of them happen to be in the exact same areas where the Bible mentions the existence of large creatures. So, does all this archaeological evidence prove the existence of giants? For me, this is undeniable proof. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. After seeing all the archaeological evidence, are you convinced about the existence of giants in the past? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tune in to this channel for more amazing videos.